At this time, I'd like to call upon a man who has been our general, the guy who's led the charge here in South Carolina. It is an absolute honor to work with the South Carolina team. This man loves South Carolinians. People can say whatever they want to about politics, whether you have a D by your name or an R by your name, but when it comes to people in harm's way, no one loves South Carolinians more than Henry McMaster, and can't tell you how wonderful it is to work with him and Secretary Hall. And at this time, Governor.
Thank you. Oh, Secretary Hall and I are all happy to be here, particularly under these circumstances. It was not nearly as bad as it could have been. It was not nearly as bad as was projected. But I remind everybody that we live in paradise, and one of the prices for living in paradise is you have hurricanes from time to time. So we're going to have some more. But the strength of our team, and we just left Georgetown, and Mayor Brendan Barber says can't rightly call us a team. It's more like a family, because we've been together so many times doing this, working together. And I want to thank everyone here, because this team, this group, this family has eliminated silos. We probably experience and conduct more cooperation, collaboration, and communication than any such group anywhere. And that is the key to our success. We planned, we were prepared. At every part of the government structure, local, state, federal, and also our volunteers. There's no way to do what we do without volunteers. The Red Cross, Salvation Army, the list is quite long, but without them, we would not be able to do the things that we get done. So this is a good day. If the hurricane had taken a little bit of a turn to the left, it would have been much different. We know for a fact that this hurricane at 185 miles an hour and a little higher than that in a place or two, over the Bahamas, it almost parked for 24 hours. And it moved 25 miles in 24 hours. Had it not done, and that's unprecedented, never happened before. Had it not done that, it would have arrived here earlier. And even when it arrived, had it arrived 5 or 6 hours earlier, or 5 or 6, or maybe even less hours later, it would have hit Charleston at high tide, and things would have been much, much worse. So we can thank our lucky stars, and everybody keep praying, because there are going to be more hurricanes coming. But we have a great team, and the low country is a precious place. Charleston, the islands, all are precious, precious resources with wonderful people. And it is a great pleasure to have a successful evacuation. The job in a hurricane is to get the people out of harm's way as quickly as possible and safely, and then to get them back to their homes and businesses and property as quickly as possible and safely. And that's what we're doing now. But with this great team, this great family, I'm confident we'll have much, much success. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to call on Congressman Joe Cunningham. He came by, checked on us here at the EOC, and has been very helpful with his office, lending federal support. Joe? Thank you.
Thank you, Elliot, and thank you, Governor McMaster, for your leadership. Spent some time here at the Emergency Operations Center over the last couple of days, and I gotta say, I could not have been more impressed with the group of people up here. Jason, your leadership. It is just top notch, and I think that obviously we dodged a little bit of a bullet with only getting grazed here by hurricane. However, I had full faith and confidence in our team here that we could have responded even better if it is much worse. And I was out today surveying some of the damage here in the Low Country, and I'm glad to see that it was not much worse than it was. So I just want to commend all the first responders. I got a chance to meet with some of the Coast Guard members as well a couple of days ago, and their work and their support and their preparation really cannot be overstated. And I just want to commend everyone and our first responders for their hard work and getting us to this point. And also, for those who are still without power, just to be patient. I know People are working overtime and working hard to make sure full power is restored. And I also think it's important that we send a message out to people outside of South Carolina that our businesses are opening back up, our weather is still beautiful, our beaches are incredible, and our tourism industry is vibrant and is alive. So the #1 city in the world remains the #1 city in the world, and we're open for business. Thank you all so much.
This time I am going to call on Mayor John Tecklenburg, the City of Charleston. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I will just echo a couple of remarks here. I don't think most citizens realize the level of collaboration among your different levels of government, and I must tell you that it's really remarkable, particularly in times like this. So we thank our first responders, and we always think critically, as we should, of our police and fire department. I have Chief Reynolds with me here today, but all the jurisdictions. It includes, in addition, in a time like this when we have a hurricane, folks like our parks, our traffic and transportation, our stormwater, our public works officials, even those who go out and pick up the debris. So it's just an incredible team effort at all levels. I also want to thank our citizens for heeding the wise call of our governor for evacuation in order to stay safe, and those who stayed here, Governor, hunkered down. They battened down the hatches, they were safe, and Charleston looked like a ghost town last night. And that's something you wouldn't think a mayor would like to see. But the night before a hurricane, that's exactly what we want to see, and that's what our citizens did. And I thank them for that, because it keeps our first responders safe, that we don't have to go out and make unnecessary calls to save folks who are out where they shouldn't be. And thirdly, I just want to thank you, Governor, also for your leadership with flood water management, because as you just mentioned, more storms will come. Extreme weather has become the norm. Every year, Jason says, we've been rehearsing, we've been practicing, we've gotten this down to a science, but we have to also think about the mitigation, the things that we need to do to protect ourselves from water and flooding in the future. So thank you also for your leadership on that. God bless.
Thank you, Mayor.